Okay, good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Removing That Liberal Blindfold for this Thursday, the 14th day of March in the year of our Lord 2019. From Breitbart News comes this one. Court rules Ohio can defund Planned Parenthood. This is actually a good thing, folks. A federal appeals court ruled Tuesday, 11/6, to allow Ohio to end taxpayer funding to Planned Parenthood because the organization performs abortions. Judge Jeffrey Sutton of U.S. Court of Appeals for Sixth Circuit wrote, Ohio's law to defund the abortion vendor does not violate a woman's right to obtain an abortion, and that the state has no obligation to pay for a woman's abortion. And that law doesn't impose undue burden on the women's access to an abortion. Private organizations do not have a constitutional right to obtain governmental funding to support their activities, the judge continued. The state may also choose not to subsidize constitutionally protected activities. The Ohio law does not condition a woman's access to any of these public health programs on refusing to obtain an abortion, Sutton added. It makes these programs available to every woman, whether she seeks an abortion or not. Nor on this record has there been any showing that the Ohio law will limit the number of clinics that offer abortion in the state. Sutton continued that Planned Parenthood's vow to keep performing abortions sinks any pre-enforcement actions, and any speculation about what would happen if it changed its mind is just that. The pro-life Susan B. Anthony list praised the appeals court decision. This ruling is a major victory for pro-life Ohioans and all Americans fighting to keep their own tax dollars from being used to prop up the abortion industry, said Marjorie Dannenfelser, the group's president, added. The American people have repeatedly expressed their opposition to taxpayer funding of abortion businesses like Planned Parenthood, which destroys more than 332,000 innocent unborn children a year. Funding that could be redirected to life-affirming care providers, such as the growing number of community health alternatives that outnumber Planned Parenthood facilities in at least 20-1 nationwide. In a tweet, Planned Parenthood advocates of Ohio condemned the ruling, stating that its president and CEO, Iris E. Harvey, says it's clear that this is a concerted effort to block Ohioans from accessing the full range of reproductive health care, including self and legal abortion. A recent Marist poll found that by double-digit margin, the majority of all Americans oppose any taxpayer funding of abortion, 54 to 39%. In 2016, former Ohio Governor John Kasich signed the bill into law and eliminated state funding from Planned Parenthood. The law that redirected its $1.3 million from Planned Parenthood of Ohio to other health facilities that do not perform abortions was co-sponsored by Democrat Representative Bill Patman and Republican Representative Margaret Condit. As United Press International, or UPI, reported, the law was blocked in May of 2016 when U.S. District Court Judge Michael Burnett ruled that it was unconstitutional. In 2018, a three-judge panel in the Sixth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the lower court's ruling and blocked the Ohio law. And now to remove the liberal blindfold, folks. The government keeps putting their fingers into pies that the government has no business getting into in the first place. Healthcare was one thing, and no matter how many times the people say to get out, the government won't get out of it. The government has no right to go into healthcare in the first place. The Constitution does not give them that right. Abortion is another place that the government has no right to be in. When they fund Planned Parenthood, that in essence is all of us taxpayers funding Planned Parenthood because, as I've said many times before, without us, the taxpayers, the government has no money. So all the money that is being paid to Planned Parenthood is coming from all of us folks, and I have nothing but good things to say to Ohio and their federal courts for ruling that the state funding of Planned Parenthood should stop. Hurrah for them. Now, the rest of the states need to do the same thing. The only job the Constitution says the government should do is to keep Americans safe, and that's like closing borders, making sure that nobody comes into this country that could harm Americans. That is their job, and they're not doing that. But they're paying for abortions? Come on. Funding Planned Parenthood is not one of those things, and neither is health care. Thank you all for being here. We are here to push the facts that the lying, liberal, lamestream media leaves out. Facts that change the story from what is right to what the left wants, which is never right anymore. Truth, justice, and the American way are the continuing casualties in everything that the left stands for, and the American people need to learn that or lose everything this country was formed for. God bless America. God bless our troops. And as always, we will not be ruled. Have a safe and blessed day.